It's so nice to have all of you here. My name is Julie Ranum. I'm the director, and it is just a real privilege when students from Terry Redlin Elementary School visit us, and we are so delighted to have all of you here. Have any of you been here before today? Can I see a show of hands if you have? Okay, so most of you are first timers. That's wonderful. But I know that you are familiar with the art of Terry Redlin because it hangs in your school, right? Yeah. So this place, this beautiful place, is Terry Redlin's gift back to his hometown of Watertown, South Dakota. So will you all please help me welcome Charles Redlin.
So we'd be talking, and he'd be working on his paint and stuff like that, and he'd say, well, Dad, if drawing's so important, what about drawing is important? What is that? What exactly is it about drawing that's important? He really boiled it all down to one thing, perspective. Perspective and what you see. And what perspective is, kids, is like you sitting there, you see me from your perspective, okay? And then the individual way back there is seeing me from their perspective. And what that is it's that ability to get everything in scale and put that down from a three-dimensional concept to a semi-two-dimensional concept.
And I understand you have something you'd like to share with Charles.
Student council, can I have you quickly meet me here?
Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Please accept this donation from Terry Redlin staff in memory of Terry Redlin. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey. Cool. It's like a big card, right? Opens up, I assume. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look at this. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look at all this. Wow, this is nice. This is nice. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's really, really nice.
Oh.
Yeah. This is really, really nice. You know, all the cards in here, too. That's really, really nice, you guys. Very kind. Very kind. Thank you very, very much. That's really, really nice. Well, I gotta tell you, that is really, really nice. I mean, we'll take some time out and go through these cards and everything, and boy, that's terrific. Thank you very much.
I started teaching fifth grade about, I want to say 5-6 years ago. And we'd done a lapse where we hadn't gone to the Terry Redlin. It used to be third grade that went, and I didn't think that kids should have gone through Terry Redlin without knowing who the man and knowing about this. And so I went to Mr. Schaefer and I presented him, and he was like, let's do it. And so that started a tradition. We've gone every year. This year, fifth grade teachers, we were like, okay, this is a really harried year. Should we do it this year? And we left it up to Mr. Schaefer, and he said, yeah, let's do it. So, yeah, this is our 5th or 6th year. Mr. Schaefer challenged us as teachers to have our classrooms either do cards or something in memory of Terry Redlin to present today. And so the teachers started, some made class books, some had the kids do individual cards, some had one card with the notes of condolences, memories of Terry Redlin and what he meant to them. And that was really awesome. I read every one of them. Instead of doing what I should have been doing. And there's some really neat things in there that they said. Fly with the eagles. Thank you for being our mentor. So many neat things. That was what was in the big card. Friday night, I was like, I've got to showcase these some way. So I started going to all the teachers and collecting artwork from the different kids that the kids had made for them and put it on that montage. And then teachers that had been with Terry Redlin since the onset, they all got together and said we wanted to do that plaque and we wanted to emphasize the art rather than the other parts of Terry Redlin. And that was the plaque that we presented. And then the staff got together and gave a charitable monetary gift.
Just your thoughts on, what the Terry Redlin School meant to your father, first of all.
Well, when that honor occurred, which was, I remember right in the fall of 1998, that was dedicated, he was absolutely amazed and thrilled that this he didn't really know anything about it, and it kind of came out of the blue for him. And I remember us going down that Sunday afternoon for the dedication, and he gave his, talk to everybody about the appreciation of that. But really, he was extraordinarily honored, and probably his biggest honor was the Terry Redlin Elementary School. But also them doing that very heartfelt thank yous and the cards they made up and the picture they'd given us. It's quite emotional for me to see. So to have the kids here and asking good questions and enjoying the facilities, really, my father, I thought about him a lot. He would really have enjoyed this today.
We always go and we do a prior, we walk through our halls, and for some of the kids, even though they've been there since preschool, they've really never looked at the pictures, and so that's always an enlightenment. I'm amazed that they've walked through these halls for 7 years, 6 years, and have never really looked at the pictures. And then we always do a little video clip of Terry Redlin, and we start talking about his I can attitude, and that I think is what they take more, is Terry wasn't the best student. He didn't especially like school, but he always had confidence in himself, whether it was to be a park ranger, a pharmacist, or a painter. He always had the I can attitude, and I think that the kids take that away. I've already heard one of my little guys are like, you know what, maybe I'll be the next Terry Redlin. He loves to draw. And he says, do you think I can do it, Mrs. Underberg? I'm like, yep, maybe the next one will be Daniel's Art Museum. So it gives them that hope that even with a disability, even with being knocked down several different times, he got back up and succeeded.
We brought cars to say thank you to Terry Redlin's family and saying sorry for your loss, that Terry Redlin died, and his family can have them for memories. We brought this big board, and it was like this big paper, and it was glued on the background, and it had a heart, like American flag heart, and then I put Terry Redlin's name on there. It's pretty awesome to be here because we get to see the original pictures of his, and I really didn't know the pictures of his, but one of my favorite ones was the colors of spring, or it was called the colors of summer. It was either one of those. For me, I was actually kind of honored to be in Terry Redlin from kindergarten all the way to 5th grade. And Terry Redlin has inspired me to be an artist because I'm very good at drawing and coloring and painting and stuff. And he has really inspired me to be an artist when I grow up.
What I was most impressed with is that the gift that really, not that the monetary and the plaque, the framed picture, but when he saw the kids' work and he opened that card and it all fell out on the steps and his whole face and body just registered that complete, it touched his heart, and I was like, that's what Terry Redlin's all about, the children, their work. That was what was important, and yeah, I was glad that we did that.
School was hard for him, and he freely admitted that he wasn't the best student. He always freely admitted that, and but essentially he did know the importance of education and everything too, and he never stopped educating himself. Certainly when he was out of school, he was a voracious reader, and a studier of history. He could tell you incredible dates in history. So I mean, schooling went on with him all his life, of course, after art school too, and especially when he did want to become a professional artist. He really studied very hard before he actually painted his first painting. There were 5 years of hard work that lied behind him before he even touched a brush to a painting. He worked very, very hard for 5 years on developing his subject matter, studying the subject matter, and being out and gathering up all his photographic data to be able to eventually one day start creating the composite paintings that he actually created here. So it's very, very different now, because the building now that he's gone, the building is kind of becoming somewhat iconic now. I mean, we're dealing with an artist that will never ever be anymore. And it's nice to see that this got built, see that kids from any school can come here and visit, enjoy, and maybe be inspired in life as to what he had done, and maybe follow in some of his footsteps one day. I think that probably would be what he would want to leave as the legacy.